Hi guys, I'm Becca Otis from Five Lines Pottery, and I'm located in Van.
And I'm Ryan Durbin from RD Ceramics, located in Highland Heights, Kentucky.
And welcome to Wheel Talk.
All right. Hello. We're live.
We are live. We're fucking live, bro.
Mm-hmm. You just couldn't wait to drop the F-bomb, huh?
I like to add in my flavor as quickly as possible.
Mm-hmm. We're
But
we're
it's
recording
when
week.
you hear what day I've had, you will
Mm.
also want to do that.
Yeah, I was asking Becca, do you ever have just like a normal day? Like,
No.
what is a normal Becca day? Because I feel like there's always stories to be told.
God, and even the things that I can't tell you, like those are even fucking worse.
Mm. All right. Do you want to
Those
just
are
jump
even
into it
worse.
then? What's going on? What's your
Yeah,
news?
I would like to. It's not really news, but
Just a story.
uh it's a story. So yesterday I went to a park with a friend. We are chatting, and I was like, you know what? This is a great time to take the cats, and see their park abilities, you know? And so I was like, yeah, I'll take both the kittens, Tammy and Timmy. For those of you who don't know, Tammy is Lloyd 2.0. He is the reincarnation of Lloyd, and he's a dog. Okay? And he's been a dog ever since the beginning. Timmy is a cat. Timmy runs away if you look at him wrong, and
Scaredy cat.
he's a scaredy cat. But he snuggles. He's a snuggler, right? So
Mm-hmm.
Timmy's my favorite, okay? Because I can have favorites because they're cats. And
I have
and
favorites too, so that's fine.
Marms is your favorite, obviously.
Marbles my favorite, yeah.
Clearly. And so anyway, um yeah, so Timmy's my favorite, right? And even though he's a fucking scaredy cat, he snuggles with me fucking every single day.
And
And he's
Tammy's the
cute as
older of the two.
Tammy's the older, so he's
Dottie's the
the
elderly one. The
yep. Dottie's an elder. And so anyway, we have that combination of situations going on. Okay. So I take the two kittens to this park. And P.S., this is not unusual behavior. I understand that most people don't take their cats to parks,
is this a,
but
like are there people there or is it just a pretty like nobody goes there?
no, it was like a pretty desolate park, right? It
Okay.
wasn't that bad. The
Yeah.
only issue is that it was right next to the freeway, so the sound from the freeway was coming
Oh.
down. Which this is good practice, okay? This is good practice for cats. And so I let them out of the van. We're chatting. Me and my friend are chatting, and I'm watching the two kittens, and they're huddled under some lady's car. And
Mhm.
then I like look away, and then I look back, and both of them are fucking gone. Okay? And
Do you take when you do that and you take the cast, do you take the van so they know what home is or do you take the other car?
that would be smart, but no. Um,
I figured that would be like, "Oh, I don't know where to go. It's like where's the safe spot?" Because they just go back to the van
I
because they'll come back
did
with the
like,
van.
I did open up my car's door just in case I wanted to like jump in the car. Tammy knows where it is, but Timmy, and I was like, Timmy will be fine because he'll be with Tammy. It'll be fine.
Hmm.
I know Tammy's not fucking running away, right? So
Hmm.
my friend was like, yeah, I think I saw one of them go under the fence over there while this lady is driving away, right? This lady has a dog. She gets in her car and she drives away. And I'm like, Timmy's in that motherfucking car. I know it. I know that Timmy is
Oh
is
my
in the
gosh.
engine of that motherfucking car.
What?
And so I didn't say anything because I was like, it's a last cause, it doesn't matter. And and also I don't know why I didn't say anything. But because like if you walk up to a stranger and say, "Hi, can I look in your hood? I think my cat's in there." Like that's a weird sentence, you
Well,
know?
you would start with, "Hi, I brought my cats and I can't find them. I know it's strange, but
Yeah, right. Anyway, so Anyway, we continue to talk because I've decided at this point it's a lost cause anyway. I'll find him later. And and so we continue to talk and then we stopped talking and he was like, "Are we gonna find your cats?" And I was like, "Yes, yes, we probably should." And so we start looking for him and Tammy has gone under the fence as predicted and he comes right out and he's like, "What's up, homies?" I'm like, "I was just chilling." And then I was like, "Where's Timmy? And why isn't he with you, Tammy?" And Timmy is nowhere to be seen. This is at 6 o'clock, maybe 5:30, 5. And
These are
and
youngins. These are like, I'm not even old enough to stay home alone. Like, why did you trust me with him?
they are old enough to stay home alone. They stay outside all day, every day. Anyway, to be fair, Timmy is much younger than Tammy. Uh, so anyway, Timmy is fucking gone, and I'm like looking for him, and we looked for him for probably an hour and a half. Couldn't find him. And I fucking lost it, okay? Like, I think at my age, once you just start crying, you just can't stop. It's just like, it just keeps coming, right? It's like the
Hmm.
fucking Niagara Falls. And I told my friend, I was like, watch, tomorrow I'm gonna look so fucked up. My eyes are gonna be shut because they'll be so puffy. And so, anyway, I go home. After calling a few friends, I did not call Ryan because Ryan is not the friend I call in times of distress. And,
I mean, what the fuck what is everybody else gonna do? They're just like, oh, I'm sorry, you lost your cat. What did you do?
well,
Like,
Brandon calmed me down.
oh,
He
you're
was
talking
like,
about just calming you down. I thought you were trying to like, how do I find the cat?
no, no, no. Like, I needed to be sedated, okay?
Oh, yeah, definitely don't call me for that.
Yeah, no, I know you. We're buddies. We're besties. We know who to call. You don't call me when you want sympathy, and you don't call Ryan when you want sympathy. We're the same.
No,
So,
I'm a solution
uh,
person. I want to get to the solution. How do we find the cat?
how do we find the cat? Yeah, so Brandon calmed me down. He was like, Becca, breathe, breathe. He's like talking to me like I'm one of his fucking kids. And anyway, I come back and I talked to Preston and I was like crying and Preston like couldn't hug me because he had iron all over his hands and so I wiped my face on his sleeve. Looking back on this is a fucking hilarious story. Anyway, and then Preston goes, I was gonna like I'm gonna go back to the park and look for him because it was dark at this point and he goes, "No, you're not. You're not going back to that park to look at him." And he goes, "That park is much safer for a cat at night than it is for you at night because the park's not a real safe place." And I guess it's the Hoodlum Park. It's not the
Mm.
prostitute park though. I know where that one is. Um
Ooh, old double P.
the old double P. And uh anyway, so I didn't go. I cried for like 4 hours straight and then finally got to sleep. Tammy was sleeping with me and then I don't know fucking where Dottie was. And then because I had Tammy. Tammy was having a good old time all by himself. And then I woke up, I texted my boss and was like, I'm not coming in. I gotta go look for this fucking cat. And I woke up at sunrise and then like went out to the park and me and Tammy went on a little half-mile hike up into the woods because there's like a little path up in the woods off of this park. And I fucking gave up basically. And then I was like coming down and I think I was still yelling for him. And this motherfucker just pops out of the bushes and just runs over to Tammy and is like, "Oh, hey, are we playing?" I was like, "You
Where the fuck have you been?
fucking bitch."
Did he have a bunch of color on it like
He was fine.
he
He
was in
was
some shit?
fine. No, he probably climbed up a fucking tree and slept there. He probably had the best night of his life. I
I was like, please tell me there's some redemption here at the end of the story.
I thought honestly, I've never felt so much like it was a lost cause until last night. And like, I did not expect to have the reaction that I did about Timmy because like he's apparently he's fucking tugged at my heartstrings.
He's your favorite. Yeah.
He is my favorite. And so anyway, I found him, and then to make matters worse, I put Timmy in the van, right? Because I took the van this morning because I was like, he knows that's home. And I put Timmy in the van, closed all the doors, and then Tammy motherfucking runs under the fence because he was like, I want to keep going on a walk. Like, the walk this morning was Tammy's version of heaven. It was like with trees and leaves and branches, and he got to poop in the woods. Like, he literally had the best morning walk while I'm like trying to find this fucking lost ass cat. And he could have given two shits. And then when I put him in the van, he like runs away and he's like, "No, I want to continue the walk. We're like,
Yeah, we're
let's
not done
go.
yet. Come on.
We're not done." I was like, "You motherfucker, get in the fucking van right now." So anyway, that was my evening.
Wow. That was very
Anyway,
eventful. That was from like
Timmy,
6 p.m. to, or
yep,
well, phew,
6 p.m. to 9 a.m.
fuck.
Timmy is never allowed in a park without a leash ever again. And um yeah, but Tammy has free reign.
Tammy can be trusted.
Tammy can be trusted, Timmy cannot. So that's fine. I think I'm gonna switch their collars out because Timmy has just a regular collar and Tammy has the one with the tracker on it.
Mm,
Since Timmy's the flight risk now.
yeah,
Uh, so yeah.
that's a good idea. So you think he just ran off because of the sound and just kind of huddled somewhere?
Yeah.
Just kind of
He
like
just
hid? Yeah.
he was like, "Hey, look, trees." Like, that looks like a safe space. Trees. And I don't know why I didn't think about going in the trees. I thought he'd be behind the fence, you know? But the thing about Timmy is he doesn't really come when he's called. Like, he does, but it takes him a minute.
And you probably can't hear that well out there if you're
No,
by
because
the
of the
freeway.
freeway.
You can't be like, "Oh, I hear some rustling." So like he must be
Yeah,
over there.
and he's clicker trained, so like if he hears a clicker, he knows he's getting a treat. And like he didn't even come with the clicker, you know?
Hmm.
So, yeah. It was pretty crazy. I shouldn't own cats. It's fine.
Very
Um,
eventful.
yeah. So yeah.
Whew.
Yep, that's what happened this week. Or yesterday. It was just yesterday.
Yeah, that's an eventful day,
Yeah.
night, and morning.
And morning. Yeah, and sure as shit, I'm gonna send you a picture of what my eyes looked like this morning. I could barely open them. Yeah, so sure as shit, my eyes were so fucking puffy. Everybody at work asked me if I was okay.
So you did end up going to work.
Yeah, I got there at 9. That was me opening up my eyes fully. You'll get it in a second. I ended up being able to go in at 9, so it worked out.
Yeah, pretty puffy. Pretty puffy.
Yeah. Everybody's like, do you have allergies? Are you sick?" I'm like, "No, I've just been fucking crying because I'm a fucking pussy."
Jeez.
Sorry. If we haven't mentioned it before, this is an explicit podcast.
Well, I don't have nearly as an eventful week as you have. Um, yeah, just a lot of pot swap stuff. I did have a show this past weekend. We ended up canceling Sunday. It was
Oof.
it's in Berea, so there was big threats of storms. We kind of were showing up on Friday, and the head guy was saying, "Hey, we've got a risk of bad storms on Sunday, so like we're gonna make a call tomorrow by noon, whether we're gonna have it Sunday or not." This was on Friday night, so I was kind of expecting that we were gonna cancel. He was kind of saying like, "Hey, we're probably just gonna take it easy and just
Yeah.
cancel."
Better safe than sorry. Did you see
Yes,
somebody like who does shows like lost everything?
I did. I saw that post. I can't. I think it
It's
was in
so sad.
Oregon. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
really bad.
Yeah,
Really
super bad.
bad. Crashed everything. So that was
I
good. I
was
mean, the show was very slow on Saturday compared to last year. I sold like half of what I did last year on Saturday.
okay.
So it was pretty down. But I mean, the weather was great, but not having Sunday. And then this was kind of like the second year they revived the show. It's that Kentucky Guild show that I
Yeah.
joined last year. So we'll see. I don't know.
So how much
Almost,
did you make, Ryan?
I made 1,200,
Okay.
1,200 for the day. So, I mean, it was a long trip down there. There was a big wreck on the interstate, so we had to detour, and a trip that should have taken 2 hours and 5 minutes took 3.5 hours.
Yeah.
So that was not fun, going through these back roads that are basically a car and a half wide, like not really wide enough for two cars to be passing, and there's, you know, all the cars going on these back roads. There's some semis on the back roads trying to detour the interstate.
Yep.
So that wasn't fun on the way there. Ended
That
up
was
getting,
like the roads growing up
yeah.
for me. I mean, like not all of them, but yeah, a lot of them.
I think I mostly felt bad for the people on the opposite side of the road that were waiting because everybody is coming their direction and they're just chilling in the median
Oh, yeah.
or on the side, like waiting for people to pass. I'm like, dude, this line is not gonna stop. You need to like figure out how you're gonna squeeze through us.
Yeah, you
But
gotta force your way in there.
so, so yeah, I mean, it was nice getting done Saturday night, packing up. We got dinner and drinks at the place we normally get them at Nightjar in Berea, which there's not many places to eat in Berea, but that was nice. And, got back home by 2 o'clock on Sunday. So I had all day to watch some football, work in the studio a little bit. That was nice to catch up on some things. It's kind of interesting because the two shows that I'd had some good shows, obviously, the last month or two or whatever. And this is kind of in the thick of all the shows I have at one period of time. But it's almost like the shows that I don't, that are kind of like icing on the cake shows, like not the best shows, but they're extra. The one I had in September ended up raining out or preemptively closing early because of threat of rain or weather. We tore down early. It didn't rain at all. And then this one, we closed at the end of Saturday. It didn't rain at all, or it did rain all day Sunday, but we got home early. So it's like, I don't want to say like the universe is like, hey, we're giving you a pass to not get overextended here because
Yeah.
you don't, uh, you've been doing good at your other shows. So these, instead of like cancel, because I don't generally cancel shows, but,
Yeah, it's like the shows that ideally, if you had known you wouldn't have taken on, are the shows that canceled for you.
yeah, or they're ending early. I mean, if I would have known it was going to be that risky to, if I would have known that we were going to cancel Sunday, I might not have. If they would have given me an
Gone.
out, I might not have even went to Berea. But we did,
Right, because it was a trick.
but we did pay for the Airbnb, so that we would have been out that and out the booth cost.
Yeah.
But whatever. Not a bad trip regardless, but getting some studio time in, but very in the weeds of pot swap these days.
Ugh.
That's been so much more work. I think it's just growing pains with the new system and figuring out the intricacies of some of this stuff. I don't
Do you know what it
know
actually is, Ryan?
what.
It's that Becca has a full-time job and doesn't have to have the time to fix all these things while you're working. Okay.
I'm trying to remember, but like, would you say that does it seem like you're spending more time than you would have
Far
than you had to
less.
last year?
Far less.
Oh, you're spending less. Okay.
The amount of emails that I've gotten this time have been so significantly easier and less than the last year's. I mean, I think that our current system needs help. Our new
But what kind of
our,
email were you getting similar emails last year though?
yeah, but there was like not an easy way to fix them. And like this year, there's a more simple way and like calculated way to fix them. So, like last year, it felt like I was just putting post-it notes all over the place. And this
Mm,
year, it feels like, oh, I have it someplace that's like concrete.
hmm.
Um, I mean, like, I would say that every year I spend a solid 10 hours a week on like until on emails, and then I usually spend like all of Saturday figuring out
The matchup stuff.
the matchup stuff. Now, um to be fair, everybody that's listening to this, Ryan does a ton of work. So it's
The past week I've probably put in
yeah.
like the other day I was on doing pot stop stuff for like 5 hours.
Yeah,
Um,
so like when you're listening to this, I'm not doing all the work. We and like he definitely helped me out with emails this year, which probably wouldn't have been the case had like I planned my time out better, but like yeah, we he does all of the like when I explain it to people, they're like, "Well, what is Ryan doing?" I'm like, "Well, he does the fucking programming of the emails to get it to the right people. He does the Instagram behind the scenes. He does the money. He does the fucking all the internet shit that I don't know how to do. Like, you make all the
which
forms.
there's been a
You,
lot of automation stuff behind the scenes with this MailChimp stuff that
yeah,
has
that's what's
been
really killing us right
a
now.
lot of work the last few weeks. I mean, basically since it went live, it's been a lot. I was kind of looking
Yeah,
at what, yeah, I would say podcast. I'm trying to see. Yeah, it's been a lot. I was comparing this month versus last month. Last month, and I don't have a separate tracking item for pot swap specific hours because I log. I think people know this. I've been logging my hours this year of what tasks I'm doing, so I kind of know how much time I'm actually spending doing business things.
yeah.
Last month, 18 hours. This month, 33 hours,
Jesus
and we're not even done
Christ.
with the month yet.
Yeah.
So
I
it.
know. And so like he puts a ton of work in at the beginning, like the front end of Pot Swap, and
Mhm.
I put in most of the work at the back end. So I feel like we're pretty even in that regard.
And then there's just
Yeah.
other people to coordinate with. Like I've
Yeah.
offloaded some of the getting people to the volunteers to help out with the Instagram stuff. Sunny has been helping manage that, so she like gives people access to get in. I kind of like
Yeah, and
set up the
like
calendar. We
the
tell
fact that
people
you
when.
do all the stuff that deals with people is like the biggest blessing. I
Yeah, so
I'm not equipped.
there's just so yeah, it's just I like to think that it's just growing pains with the new system. I don't know that adding an extra what 200 people more than we did last year or whatever it was 300. I don't know that that significantly adds more work.
It didn't. It didn't. I was just giving you a hard time.
Yeah, it's just the but I don't know. I was also um I don't know. I like to think that figuring out the right amount of information to tell people on emails and things like that, if both of us didn't do that, if we just sent what you wrote, we would probably get more responses back if we didn't, if I didn't clean it up and clear up some things.
Oh, like on the forums and emails, like the mass emails.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right.
that we're sending to everybody because, like, I don't know, it kind of gives me a sense of what some people get exposed to when they have huge followings and they just, there's just so much messages and comments that even if like 5% of people are going to respond or have questions about something, like that's still going to be 50 or 100 people at this scale.
Yeah.
And the emails get pretty tough to keep up with. So, yeah, it's
Yeah, we are not worthy.
yeah, that's been a lot, but I like to think that it's worth it.
It's worth it. Let me work it.
It's worth it. It's worth it.
It is worth it. It is worth it. Like, Kelly said something to me today, like when I was telling her about it, and she goes, someday pot swap will be something that you don't want to kill somebody during. And I was like, you're right. It will be. Someday it'll be so streamlined that that we have an AI robot that handles all of the complaints.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's and some people will be like, "Oh, well, you should just have other people help with it." But to some extent, it doesn't save you work. It's kind of like, "Oh, you should
No.
just get three other people to just make your work for you." As if you don't have to do any people managing and that's not costing you more time and effort than it would be if you were just doing the work yourself.
Right. It's like, okay, and this is not a bad thing. Like I wanted you to do this, but it's like when you left the day of opening,
I left the day
like
after opening.
right, the day after. Yeah. Um, like people were asking me questions and I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. And so I had to literally ask you questions. Like that saves
Well, I
no
thought
time.
yeah, yeah, I thought we should have synced before I left because
Yeah, we should have. But
I was getting questions and issues coming up the day that people signed up, and I started getting exposed to problems that people were having.
yeah.
But you didn't check anything, or we didn't sync up until the day I left.
Yeah,
And
'cause
then we were
I'm
like, oh, we should have done something
done
together
that.
before you
Yeah. But
left.
what I was saying is that like when you ask somebody to do something for you, they're always going to have questions. And so it's
Yeah,
not ever going to save you time, you know?
yeah. And
Until it does, and then it's their
right,
job. But
right, because like I'm the one that set up the system on the
right.
MailChimp stuff, and we never talked about here's how it should work. I was just like, hey, I sent out the tests. People could sign up. I could see it come through. It looks good. But you don't really
Yeah.
know until you get, hundreds of people signing up. And then when that comes
Right.
through, then you're like, oh, okay, I
Uh,
didn't account for that. Oh, I can see how that could happen. Okay, that makes
right.
sense why this happened. So,
And now I'm fully trained. So like I know how to do it all. But
and then
yeah,
next year
but
it'll just be easy. We'll just set up the same systems and be like, okay, this is for 2026 people. And,
yeah, and it'll be fine. If MailChimp actually pulls through its job. Um,
yeah,
but like I think that even though we had a lot of oopsies, it was still what was nice about it was that we had a solution for the issues.
yeah.
Whereas
Hmm.
in the past, we didn't really have a solution, and this year we do, which is nice.
Hmm.
So that's what I'll say about that.
Yeah.
But, um, but yeah, so it's been fun. Um,
This is always like the most stressful part of it, I think. The like 2 weeks between sign up starting and then people getting their assignments. I think that's probably about the most
stress, yeah, for sure. Because
stressful
it
part.
like drops off. It like drops off because like we handle the, every once in a while, oh shit, I didn't realize that I'm moving emails and
Mm-hmm.
the, oh God, last year we had a my house burned down email and
Mm-hmm.
like, random shit like that, but it's just pretty mellow. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I have to remind myself every year that pot swap is like a blessing for so many people. Like some people it's their only Christmas gift, if they celebrate Christmas. And uh I have to like put that into perspective way earlier, I think. I want to start doing that.
Yeah.
Um
Yeah, and I think the design contest, like I think I shared with you what they look like. That's fun too. That's an extra add-on thing. I try to
Also, I
offload that to
couldn't see
Riley to
them.
help out. Oh, you didn't look at you could. Oh, okay. I don't think
I
you had
couldn't see
access
them.
to the couldn't log in. Okay.
Anyway,
But yeah, like
But
that's
yeah,
fun as well. I think us adding that to the
I
list
love it.
is pretty nice. And then it's
Yeah.
like, oh, that's extra work. We got to talk about it. We got to advertise for it. We got to tell people about it. We got to, but it's, people are creatively coming up with ideas for what to submit and all that stuff. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you all
No,
do
we're
most of
building
that,
a
but
pot swap empire, you know?
seriously, yeah.
So soon we'll be doing this for every single potter that ever lived all over the whole world.
I do want to get more international people in there. I don't know exactly what to
Yeah.
do about that besides just the more international people that do it, the more people are going to hear about it that aren't in the US and Canada. But I think
Yeah.
I feel like I was talking to somebody and asking them, is it just that we have so much more density of potters and ceramic artists in the US and Canada? Or is it just those are the people that already know about it? So those
Yeah, I don't
circles of
know.
people tend to keep joining and the international people just haven't heard about it enough yet, but I don't know. Also, we speak English, so maybe not everybody speaks English that's outside of the US and Canada, and that's
For
part of it.
sure. Yeah. I think that you and I personally maybe don't have a lot of international followers too, you know?
Hmm.
But I
I mean,
do see it
I don't
growing.
post at all, almost at all on my account about PotSwap, my personal
Yeah,
account.
but they learned it from us originally, you know?
Hmm.
Like that those waves ripple, you know?
Yeah,
But I do feel very proud that we are still alive.
yeah.
Um, you know,
I like
like
hearing some people that don't even know. I think I was talking to somebody recently and they were like, "What's going on? What's new?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and anything else?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm doing PotSwap, this thing, and this so and so, and we have like 1,500 people." And he's like, "Holy shit, really?"
I
I'm like,
know.
"Yeah, we just happen to do that every, October." And I was talking to somebody else too, and I was like, "Yeah, we're doing this PotSwap." They were like, "That's you?" I'm like, "Yeah, we started it. We came up with not started the idea, but like start. This is our thing."
It's our baby. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what's going on.
Yeah, not that you all needed to know or wanted to know, but that's what's going on.
All right. One of the things that is a fun addition to the design contest is a prize that people are going to get if they win. One of those
Yeah.
prizes was just announced by one of our partners, one of our sponsors of the podcast. It is the brand new Sula pouch, which,
Yeah.
Becca, have you started using yours yet? I used mine this weekend, actually.
Bro, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, and I didn't lie to Christy either. She texted me and she was like, "Have you seen it? Do you love it?" And I was like, "I fucking love it. It's still in my car." Um,
I used mine at my show this weekend.
oh, nice. Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's still in my car. I've been fucking pot swapped out right now,
Mm.
so I will. But I want to block print on it. I want to paint it.
Mm.
Yeah. I got pink and the 90s one. And what colors did you get? You got
80s
three.
windbreaker is the one that you
Oh, the
got.
80s windbreaker. That's what I meant.
I thought this was burnt orange. It's called cinnamon.
Oh, okay.
Got the cinnamon, the aquamarine, and the Good Earth one, which is like the partner collab one they did with Good Earth Pottery.
Okay.
It's like
Um,
it's like green and brown and I think kind of cream colored.
okay. I am fairly jealous of your aquamarine one.
It's pretty nice. It's
I
pretty
like that
nice.
color. Yeah, I got the pink and the 80s, and I really like them. And
Hmm.
okay, so let's describe what it is for people that can't see it.
Yeah, so this is the first time. I called it basically an upgraded pencil pouch.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's like the size of a little notepad. I had to also understand what an A5 was. A5 notebook, A5 compatible.
That's 5 by 7, right? 5 by 7?
Is that right? Yeah, I didn't know what A5 was. A5 size in inches. Here we go. A5 notebook. which is 5 5.83 inches by 8.27 inches.
Okay, so it's 6 by 9
Yeah, basically.
in short terms.
Yeah.
And so that's what fits inside.
Yeah.
And it has like 20 pockets on the outside. It's got a big pocket.
Well, it's got 20, I think it's got 20 pockets total.
Yeah, I know, but it's got a big pocket in the back, like one across the whole back, and then it
Mhm.
has two pockets, right? On that pocket.
One,
One,
two,
two, three.
three.
Three pockets on that pocket. And then if you flip it over, it's got all the pencil pockets. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. And then another three pockets on the top, just like the regular Sula bag. I mean, like
Hmm.
if you have a Sula bag, you kind of know what it looks like. But this one is updated with a zipper, which was one of my wish list items.
Yeah, you called
And
it.
and it also has two rings on the sides that you can make it into a purse, which if I didn't have the coolest fucking purse alive right now, I would use it as a purse. Um,
Yeah, I saw somebody that did they obviously got tons of reels going on their page right now. Somebody that made it into like a shoulder one,
like a satchel, yeah.
like a millennial version. They've got the fanny pack version. They've got the,
Yeah.
yeah, all the different ways you can
And then I
use the
believe it
strap.
has it's like a big pocket in the middle and then four pockets, right? Two pockets on each side.
Yeah, yeah. The
Yeah.
pockets on the inside are kind of about the size of a deck of cards.
Yeah. So that's what it looks like, and it's about an inch wide. And I think it's a great size. Honestly, if you are a home potter and you need to go to somebody's house or something, this would be the perfect size to just stick the tools in. Or if you're a potter that's over 5 years old, then also a good bag because you probably only have three tools. So yeah,
Yeah, I think it's a good little demo bag if you don't need too many things, or I mean, I think it was perfect for the show. Like what's in here
I
now,
bet.
I got some medicine in here, I got some tea or little crackers, my business cards, I got a notebook, obviously some pens, uh some chapstick, little stickers, maybe some price tags. So, like I liked it for the shows. I was pulling it out and fit really nicely into my other stuff that I take with me.
Yeah.
But yeah, they are on the website now. Unfortunately, because they're just launched them, our coupon code does not work for the Sula pouch specifically, the studio pouch for now. Um, I did try it last week and it did not work, which I'm not that surprised about because they were doing like a special price for
No,
the
yeah.
launch. So it does not work for that, but it does work for other things. So if you are buying the regular studio bag or some of the other add-ons, the accessories and things like that, you can still use it for that.
Yeah.
And that code is Wheel Talk. You can use it uppercase, lowercase, camel case, um, on the website. And the website is sula.co, SOOLLA.co.
It's the pouch that smiles back. Sorry.
Mm. Did you see their how-to video of how they actually made that promo video?
No,
Do you know which promo video I'm talking about? The one where
sure don't.
they start inside the bag and then they pan out to show the studio bag and then they do the like flip and it shows the pouch, and
Oh, yeah, okay.
so they actually showed the behind the scenes of how they were filming that with like a professional guy that has it was pretty cool.
Oh, yeah,
But
probably
yeah,
like a
there
gimbal and everything like that.
it was one of those like telescopic cameras that's on a it's like a tube. It's on
Mm-hmm.
a thin tube and then they start it inside the bag and then they pull it out and then they like flip the bag up, and yeah, it's pretty sophisticated. It's like fancy camera work shit.
I'll tell you what, if you want a successful business, just be a marketing person first. Andy was
Yeah.
a marketing person and he is on point.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't I know there's three of them for sure that do a lot of the business things, Andy, Kai, and Krista. I don't think it's a huge operation that handles it.
No, because Kai is Andy's girlfriend, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah, I think or wife, I'm not sure. But
Girlfriend,
uh
wife, hub wife,
but yeah,
girl wife.
it's not a huge operation. And I mean, when you can yeah, when you come from that background, you make everything look so good. And
And like the fucking hype of these bags before even anybody knew what they were. Holy shit.
yeah, like working in corporate America for 12 or 15 years, I mean, the amount of work that goes into these marketing budgets to go through talking about certain things and promoting certain things, like usually that kind of stuff people aren't getting too excited about, but like yeah, I think the folks at Sula really they know what they're doing with the marketing and getting people excited about it. So,
Yeah. I mean, if you haven't ever been to Ensika and seen the Sula booth, he fucking knocked it out of the park his first year, and then the second year it just like went all over again.
hmm that's where they did the secret
Anyway,
reveal of all the collab bags.
yeah.
So
Anyway,
we'll see
yeah.
what they got in Sika next year, but
Sula is a marketing genius.
hmm okay. Are we ready for a rapid fire question?
I'm so fucking ready.
Okay, Becca does not know these, so she's been keeping her eyes off of the list. So it can be
Anything
a
that I can
complete surprise.
anything that I can ignore that Ryan makes is good on me.
The amount of notes that I have. I'm like, have you looked at that note? Nah. Okay, the question is, what's one thing in the quote unquote game of running a business that others undervalue that you put a disproportionate amount of weight on? I wouldn't say this is exactly rapid, but
Holy shit. Okay, what's one thing that I put more weight on something than other people put weight on?
yeah, what's one thing in running your business that others undervalue that you put a disproportionate amount of weight on?
For
So like
me,
so like you're almost overvaluing it, but it's because you
yeah,
think it's yeah.
for me, it's that you are the personality to your brand as opposed to your products being the personality to your brand.
Ooh, I like that. Yeah.
Like, I
People are
have
more
built
likely to buy you. They care more about you than the
Yeah. Like
product.
I have built my brand on people liking me first and then my product second. Cats first actually, and then product second.
Yeah.
But but that's not to say that I'm not genuine. I am, but like I think it's really important to like show your face, like when you do stories, to like have real insight, to have stories that aren't related at all, to have like stories that look like you have a real fucking life, like, and there's so many people that I see that don't do that, and they may be successful, like, like Sula is an example. They don't actually show their personal face, but they show all of the people that are buying their things, and they're successful, but then there's other people that just show like always camera out, you know? Oh, look at this thing I made,
Hmm.
or
Right.
oh, look at this beautiful pot that I took a professional picture of. And they're not just showing like, ah, fuck, I'm so fucking tired today. I did the show yesterday and it was fucking terrible.
Hmm.
And or even like how you were doing like the studio tour, like every night showing what you do in the studio. Like
Hmm.
that's even a good way of doing it without showing your face, but um like if you
Yeah.
don't want to show your face, I think that Old Forge Creations has done a great job at showing his personality without having to show his face.
Hmm.
You know? That's what I would say.
Yeah. I like that. I think mine would probably be the importance of building momentum, that like
Mm,
having success with something, even if it's small, is like it just takes momentum a lot of times to just get something to a successful state. Um,
yeah.
that it's not truly just throwing random things out there and hoping. Like I think the way I approach most things is I validate that it is like something that has worked in the past or is
Like
gives me
everything has
an
a reason for existing. That's how I see you.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
why
like
did
I'm
you
I'm
do that?
methodical. I'm methodical with
Yeah,
what I decide to do or how I do it. Like it's not just I had a spark and I just went for it. I
yeah.
had to have some reasoning why I took that approach or started doing that thing. Yeah.
And that's why we run Pot Swap together. I think that for our next Pot Swap, or not Pot Swap, for our next podcast, we should do that same question, but I should answer it for you and you should answer it for me.
Mm,
Then it gives us time to think about it, but like it's not a rapid fire still, but I like the idea of psychoanalyzing each other.
mm. Without feeling like you're kind of being you're answering as a caricature of that person, sort of, where it's like
Yeah.
you're going to the extreme of what they say. Because I'm guessing you probably weren't surprised with my answer, and I wasn't necessarily surprised with your answer.
Sure. Yeah, for sure.
But
And see if we come to the same conclusion or a different conclusion, you know?
yeah, I mean, we both each answered it, so we kind of know. But maybe it
Yeah,
could be
but I could
a
think
different thing.
differently. Yeah.
Yeah. What's one thing in running your business that others undervalue that you put a disproportionate amount of weight on? Yeah. Okay. That was on a Diary of a CEO episode that I was listening to yesterday, actually, with some
Oh,
entrepreneurs on it.
oh, also, this is important news about the Diary of a CEO. They had a recent episode, and I do not know what it's called, but it was all about women's like menstrual cycles and periods. Did you watch that?
I did not. I saw clips. I saw a clip of it. Did you watch
It
it?
was phenomenal. Or at least the first part that I started watching, it was phenomenal. So, if you are a human being, you should go watch this and or listen. It doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman.
I probably,
If you
yeah, I probably will
interact
listen
with
to it.
if you interact with a woman, you should go listen because it talked about stuff that I fucking didn't even know about. Like there was words that I was like, they never taught me that. And so I would highly recommend it. It's got four women panels, and I think it's just talking about like, I
Mm,
think the caption is like, is it bad if you miss a period or something like that? But um,
yeah, they have a lot of good promotional material for the podcast. I've been listening to it a little bit here and there for the last few months. He's got a lot of good folks on there. I mean, there's people that have like books coming out when they talk about stuff, but they're
yeah,
pretty lengthy interviews, and I do like the entrepreneurial kind of discussion. But there's one woman on there that does. I want to say her name is Vanessa. I don't want to say Edwards or something, but I don't think that's right. She talks about like behavioral things and visual cues and talking to people and uh nonverbal things and how to it's kind of like sort of how to win friends and influence people esque sort of things.
yeah, like how to not have the tism.
So it was yeah, I like those discussions. Those are pretty interesting.
You should send me that one. I'm interested in that. I pushed back on the Diary of a CEO because I was like, I don't know, but then Brandon sent me a few of them. He sent me the one where it was a Christian, a spiritual person, and an atheist, and they had a conversation about what's the purpose of life. Like, what is
Mm,
our purpose?
yeah.
That was interesting. And then I started like listening to the atheist guy. He does a lot of debates. against religious people, and then he had another guy on there that was is like a Christian, and he's been a Christian for the past 10 years while having constant debates about atheism. Um, it was just a really interesting rabbit hole that I went down.
Yeah. Her name is Vanessa Van Edwards is
Okay.
the person. I'll share it with you. But she the good thing is if you find somebody on here, you can usually find a couple other interviews that they did on the same podcast from like a couple years ago when they because there's so many like good people that he talks to. So
Yeah.
I was listening
Must be
to
nice to know so many people and to like, you know, be influential enough to be like, "Hey, do you want to be on my podcast?" Like that means nothing, but like, "Hey, I'm
well, I
cool."
mean, I think when you get it's kind of like when you're in the circle of other people that have been on the podcast that you're like,
Yeah.
"Oh shit, he's had that person on." Okay, like it's valuable. Like he reaches a large audience, and a lot of these people, obviously,
Yeah.
they write books and things like they want books to sell, but if they have enough value in what they're talking about, which a lot of it, because I was listening to one and then I listened to the guy's audiobook, and I was like, a lot of what he talked about in the podcast was in the book, but it's just like a more conversational way to understand the topics he's talking about.
Yeah. For shizzle.
So, all right, that is the rapid fire question. And here we're going to place Taylor's ad talking about L&Ls right now.
Dun 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 dun!
Hi, I'm Taylor from Backyard Kiln. You may know me as the golden voice of several of the ads you hear on this podcast, or from the Wheel Talk Book Club episodes, which are so chaotic and fun. But today I'd love to talk to you about my absolutely true experience with L&L kilns. I bought my first kiln Charlotte secondhand from someone online. She's an old, reliable L&L Easy Fire. I'm a DIY kind of person, and I love to be able to take my kiln apart and fix it myself, and I do. Every time it throws an error, I can either find out how to fix it on their YouTube channel, or if I'm stumped, I just call up L&L customer support, and they're always able to get Charlotte back up and running. They send parts right out to me over the phone. It's super easy. I've always been impressed with L&L's customer service and expertise and the ease with which I can maintain my own kiln. You don't even need special tools to change your elements or thermocouples. I just keep a couple normal household tools down in the studio, and I am good to go. L&L, the easiest kilns to install, use, and maintain.
Okay.
We're back.
What time
Thank
is
you.
it?
Thank you, Taylor.
1:25. It's probably not the right time, but that's fine. Um, yeah,
We're
that
going
was
to
lovely, Taylor.
we're going to make her the moment,
Make her
and
the
I've got to share
moment.
this
You
because
got to be the
Becca
sharer, so
Becca
I'll
needs all of the internet she can have. Do you have your do you want to start?
yeah.
Okay.
Do I want to start?
Do you know who you got?
Sure do. Yeah. Okay, so my person is Slow Life Pottery. It's Sarah B. Um, I picked this because I couldn't. Okay, this is like a very fine mix between like Liz Cohen and that other person that we were talking about earlier,
Christine Tierenhoutz,
Tannhaus.
Tierenhoutz,
Um,
something like that.
but also with a little bit more mid-century mod mixed in, and it's really fucking cool. And I think that this is like a good way to make something your own, but also like pull inspiration from other people. 'Cause it's just a little bit different and it adds like but it adds like similar elements to things that she obviously likes. And listen, this lady or either any of those ladies that I just mentioned did not invent the rainbow, and they did not fucking invent straight lines. So, you know,
And I mean, there's just something about the aesthetic of speckled clay with rainbow colors and white. Like, it just
yeah,
looks fucking good.
it just looks fucking good. And she does a great job. And yeah, and she's down in Nashville, Tennessee. And And like I really love these plates that she made. Oh, one cracked. I'm sorry, buddy. Um, it's like she posted it 2 days ago. Uh, and it's got like mountains that are a totally different kind of like vibe, which I love. And then there's like below that, there's more of like the mid-century vibe she's got going on. And yeah, I just really like it all. It's just like a really good combo of shapes and colors, in my opinion.
Yeah, so that's Slow Life Pottery on Instagram.
Do the one with all the mugs.
Oh, I posted ones with the flat lay of the mugs. Is that what you're talking about from September 30th? The blue
Yeah,
background. That's the one I did.
yeah. Oh, good. I'm glad we're on the same page.
I was like, that's a good representation. I mean, the plate one, flat lay of plates are pretty sweet too. Plus, have you seen? I mean, obviously, you kind of understand what's involved in applying that stuff with the stroke and coat generally, but like that shit is not easy. I get it looks really clean and really nice, and you're like, oh, I understand. You tape it off, you paint it in, you glaze it, you peel it off, but that shit is meticulous. It takes so much time.
It takes a lot of time.
Just watching Liz do some of those videos, and uh, it's a lot because you can't just dip that shit. You got to paint that on or apply it like one by one. It's so much. So, all right, that is Sarah B. And my person is Judah Birkenland. Let's see, Judah Birkeland. He's out of
Birkland?
Minnesota. Judah,
That's Birkland.
Judabirkeleland.
That's just
Birkland.
Birkland.
Okay. Oh, sometimes Burke is Burk, right?
Yeah, but it's never mind.
Okay, so
I see
I
why.
found
I
his
see what's
stuff
happening here.
because he's been making these converted wood kilns that are like compact. It looks fucking amazing.
Hey,
I
Preston
think
has one
this
of
is
these, but he made, but it's sideways.
sideways. Oh, really? It's about that
Yeah.
size though. It's, like
Hmm.
10 cubic feet or 15 cubic feet or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. So he's fabricating these converted it's not a converted wood kiln. He's fabricating these, he's calling them what's he calling them? Compact wood kilns.
Yeah.
So it's a gas kiln. It's just not that big of a footprint. And, typical wood kilns are so big, so massive. You're firing them over a bunch of days. This thing, you can fire it kind of similar to the soda kiln that I have, or like a
Yeah.
gas fire soda kiln. So yeah, I don't know. I just think the future of this atmospheric firing stuff is going away from this big overhead of multi days, getting huge groups of people together. Obviously, those are still going to exist, but I think like giving people the power and autonomy to do a lot of this stuff with a small footprint
Oh, yeah.
is like we're going that way. Like I you know, I mean, I'm sure these things have been around. It's not like he's the first one to build something like this, but just it seems so uh attainable. Like I don't know, like I can totally see the amount of work involved to fill the kiln, to fire the kiln, seeing people go through like the rocket kiln side of things, like the efficiency of how quickly you can fire some of that stuff. It just yeah, I just love uh the kiln building aspect of this, and it just looks so awesome. I'm like, "Oh shit, that looks like something I could get into at some point." And I think he's like fabricating them in his studio, and then he's putting them on a pallet, shipping them off. Like they just look so clean, so good. And yeah, so that is Judah Birkland.
I was gonna say that okay, so Preston, who I live next to, oh God, there's just a kitten crazy situation right now. Preston, who I live next to in his lot, he has a converted one. I think he built it, because that's the type of thing he does. And it's sideways, so like the part where the wood goes in is on the side. Um, and uh, anyway, it only takes like 15 hours to fire. Start at 7 a.m. and end at 2 a.m. and you're good to go.
Yeah, that's like so enticing. I, yeah, I don't know. The college up here, the students, they're gonna fire the wood kiln, I think at the end of November, and all the work involved. I think they were cutting and stacking wood and doing that for a week. They were cleaning out the inside of the kiln. They were cleaning out the glaze pad area, the kiln pad area. Like, there's just so much work in firing those big ass things that, and then as people age, like
Mm-hmm.
the work involved in like, it's just so much effort that, uh, yeah, I think people are, and maybe it's just, maybe I'm biased because obviously I built one of the soda kilns and stuff, but I
No,
just,
I think they're very cool and I think that they're very accessible and like I think that the all the old school potters are pissing in their boots right now because they're like, fuck, we can't make people come here as a community. And like, you know, they're
yeah, like,
like,
yeah, like, oh, you can get those, there's something about the, oh, how many hours did you fire that thing, or how much layering and
yeah,
like how much more different does it really look for a 15-hour firing versus a 3-day firing? And is that just like is that more for pride of like what went into the process, or is it for the end user buying the thing and the knowledge of educating them about this is what it takes to do it? I just think if you can get, I'm gonna say 70% of the look at a third of the effort or less, like why would you not go that route? Unless you're just very into the process of firing it for 3 days. But I mean, I'm guessing there's going to be older potters that will have kilns like this that are like, oh, this like keeps me going in my firing process rather than, oh, I have to switch to electric because I just can't handle the atmospheric firing at my age kind of thing.
yeah. Oh shit. Somebody tried to jump somewhere and didn't make it.
All right, so that is my maker of the moment. I shared that out. So I think that's it for the makers, and we are on to our topic.
Wow.
Are you ready
Not
for
before.
the not before what? What do we gotta
Not
hit? We gotta hit something else, don't
Yeah. We gotta hit the motherfucking boss ribs.
we? The boss ribs.
The fucking boss ribs.
We were checking on Clay King because they were first released on Clay King's website, and then we were like, they're sold out.
Yeah, so
So they were doing all the promo the last, I don't know if you all been following. This will come out pretty soon after we record this, but they were doing a takeover the last couple weeks on the Instagram account. So you saw a bunch of people using it in different ways, and some people using it with the strap, some people without, some people using one of them, some people using both of them. So a lot of different ways to make use of it in your studio. And they come in a few colors. I remember the colors. I think it was
pink,
mm,
green, blue, black.
pink, green, blue, black. Yep.
I only know that because I work there.
Did you all have some of them in the? Did you actually see the big bins of them and stuff as you all shipping them out, or did they just go directly to?
No, yeah, 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 we packed them. I didn't get to pack them, which is kind of a bummer. I was like back in the back that day. But yeah, my friend Olga packed them, and Olga and Maria, they put them together into the boxes. And they like came, they're small, so they came in like a bigger box and then they got dispersed and stuff. So, uh I will say that it looked like kind of a pain to pack them. I'm not gonna lie. Because I think you had to like take them out of the plastic and then put them together and then um wrap the Velcro around it. So it looks real nice when you get it.
Oh, you're saying
There's like
inside the box they're individually packed?
yeah, like when they got them, like when Speedball got them, every piece was packed in plastic. And so, you know, the
Mm.
lovely people at Speedball took care and they took them out of the plastic bags and then they put them together and then they put the Velcro strap around it so it looked all nice when you got them in the mail. And
Mm.
that's what I do at work. I don't
And
know
then
if you
and
actually
then
know
they had to
that.
actually pack the boxes themselves too.
And then they put the boxes in boxes, yes.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot.
So, so it's like they take a lot of care. It's not like they're just, oh, okay. It's not like they're just throwing things in a box. They take a lot of care to make sure that things are packed nicely and beautifully.
Hmm.
And as Christina always says, with love.
With love.
Um,
Yeah, the presentation's a big part of it. I mean, you get this thing, and
yeah,
if you're missing something or if it's packed askew, you kind of want it
yeah.
consistent.
Obviously some things you can't help. But But yeah, and really stoked. And actually, I handed one of my pair out to one of the students at one of our classes, and it really did help a bit with like her centering and how she was kind of like working with that.
Sweet. Yeah, I would love to see some videos of folks that have some hand trouble and accessibility that they're like most targeted for. I would love to see
Yeah,
kind of, especially students that are going about it and seeing kind of like how they can help them individually.
yeah, for sure. Because that's what we love about Speedball is that they're always looking for things that are accessible. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, is it cool, but also can it help? And and I think that I mean, yeah, it's a huge thing.
Absolutely. So if you want to check them out, they are going to be on a bunch of other retailers starting in November. So here pretty soon. They're going to be, what did I say? I feel like I told you this last week, but they're going to be at obviously Clay King. They're going to be at the ceramic
The
shop.
ceramic shop.
Um, Glaze Queen, I think, is another one.
Okay.
And I feel like there was another one, but I think they might be at Dick Blick soon.
Oh, they're definitely going to Dick Blick.
Yeah, so they're going to be all around. If you do happen to get them on the ceramic shop, our discount code should still work. Wheel Talk 10, but
And they are unfortunately sold out at Clay King because they were so popular. So,
yeah, it does say on the website that they'll be back at Clay King in November, which I think that's kind of the next big shipment of them going out. So if you're on the on the hunt for them, that's where you can expect them. Yeah, here we go. The Clay Warehouse is another one. The Clay Department as well. Those other retailers should have them in November. So, yeah. All right. If you do want to check out other Speedball products, the Boss Base, the Boss Ribs, the underglazes, the mid-fire glazes, all that, you can go to speedballart.com. See all the good stuff there. And Becca, do you want to cue us out?
SPWDBALL Speedball.
Okay,
art.com.
now we're ready for our topic for the day.
God damn.
Jeez, it's a lot. Do you want to read it? Do you have it pulled up?
I can have it pulled up in like 1 second.
Okay. So this kind of organically came from a discussion I was having through messages with Sarah from Golden Earth Designs, and I asked her
Who
if we
we
could.
had on the podcast.
We did, yeah. We had her talking about ceramic buttons and a bunch of other things. Um, Golden Earth Designs Wheel Talk. I'm trying to think what episode it was. 239.
It was in January. I remember because I
Says
was at Jen's
February
house.
February 2024 is when we released it.
Oh, that tracks. So yeah. Yeah. Because I remember I had to move my van down the street because I didn't get good enough signal at Jen's house. So that was fun.
Custom wholesale and clay buttons with Sarah Davis from Golden Earth Designs, episode
Yeah.
239. All right,
Basically
so
my dream job, making
cer-
buttons.
ceramic buttons, yeah. You can still do that at some
I
point. There you
know,
go.
but I don't want to take over Sarah's gig. Plus, I don't know if I can hang out with fiber people, man. They're a lot. Like,
Just gotta sell them online. Charm. You had a
there's
little
that.
charm bracelet. You had a little charm bracelet business for a bit.
Yeah, that's true. I actually was
It's about a year
okay.
ago now, actually.
This will be my last site segue. But I had a friend over. I'm teaching her how to hand build and then to throw from work, and she's teaching me more things about like block printing. And she found out I had charms. And so I made her a charm necklace like on Saturday, and I was like, wow, glad these are paying off.
I'm surprised you found everything that you had from
I
last
still
year.
have them. I
It
still
was,
have them all organized.
it's pretty much a year ago from now because we got the
Yeah.
coffee festival this weekend.
Yeah, and it paid off though. Those suckers paid off in like the first day. So I don't
Sweet.
even mind that I still have them left over.
You should
Yeah,
just randomly make charm bracelets and like put them at speedball somewhere.
I
Like
know. What
just
I should
just
do is
put
just
them
put
around
them
randomly.
out. I should just put them out and be
Yeah.
like, here's some charms. Take them. You
Yeah.
know, people can make their own.
Yeah, make your own charm bracelet at break or in the lunchroom or something.
Yeah. Anyway, Um, okay, I'm reading the questions. It says, when fellow makers ask you about an event you've been at because they're looking to apply to it, do you automatically tell them your sales or do you answer more vague? I had great sales or sales were a little slow, etc. I ask because I'm sometimes slow to immediately offer sales numbers, not out of privacy or anything, just because sales can vary so much depending on what you're selling. I wouldn't want to tell somebody, yeah, it was a solid show. I made $5,700 and have them expect they'll make that too. I recently befriended some makers who do a lot of the same events. When we ask each other about new events, we just compare to other events we've sold at and talk about percentages. More 20% more sales than show Y, which is a very helpful metric. I'm always trying to find ways to offer helpful info without setting too high of expectations, especially if it's an event I've been established at for a while. Just kind of curious how others navigate it. Sarah from Golden Earth Designs.
Nice. Yeah, good question.
Yeah,
Or
that was a
like
good question.
prompt. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
a
so
lot of
this
time.
is wait, this is different from like saying to it like when somebody walks up to you and it's like, "How'd you do?" It's not. We're not talking about that. We're talking
Hmm.
about like,
This is more
"Hey,
like somebody's trying to actively seek out shows and they're asking you about a show that, hey, I noticed you
yeah.
did this show. Would you
How
recommend it?
was it?
Or
Yeah, would you
how was it?
recommend
You
it?"
know? Yeah, so a lot of times I'll obviously context matters. I think it makes a difference how far into selling you are. Are you looking for year one of shows that you're trying to sample, or are you at year three and four and you're trying to filter down, hey, I've got a good solid number of shows that I'm good with, but I'm looking for some shows in this area and wondering what you would recommend. I think that context definitely matters. Like, I'm not going to recommend a 3 day show that I do killer at for somebody that's in year one of selling. Um, So I think that, knowing a little bit more about where they're at with their business and maybe what their work looks like or their price point, I think that makes a big difference of how I'm going to answer that. That's where I want to start. How would you kind of start with them?
I don't know. I mean, I think you're kind of taking the point on this one just because you do this more than I do, but like, yeah, I really like their metric of saying like, oh, like which shows have you done? And then when they answer, you say like, oh, well, I did 20% more at this show than that show. I
Hmm.
like that idea because that like gives you a real good picture and then they can make their own, you know,
Hmm.
assumptions from that.
Yeah, as far as the show list, I do keep a running list, and a lot of times I'll just send people my list, and it doesn't necessarily include numbers. They can I do have kind of like bolded certain shows, and the ones that are bold are ones that I've actually sold at, and then ones that aren't are ones that maybe I'm kind of like thinking about, and I have it organized by city. So, if somebody's saying, "Hey, I live in, Indianapolis and I'm looking for a show in Cincinnati, what would you recommend?" My answer is going to be a little bit different because I know they have to travel 2 hours to be here. I'm not going to give them a 1 day show that I sell at good for 1 day. It's worth it for me because I can go back to my bed or, wake up from home, come out, go back home at the end of that day, and it's not a big deal. I can
Right.
pay $85 for a booth fee and sell 1,500 and it's okay, like, or 1,000 and it's fine. But for somebody new, is it worth them going to a 1 day show 2 hours away, spending $85, which is a cheap booth fee relatively, I think, for a 1 day,
Yeah.
and expecting, should they expect $1,000? Or is the only reason I'm able to sell $1,000 because I've done it for a few years or
Right.
a few times and I kind of know what the audience is there? Um,
Or is it because you're cute?
or is it because
You know what
I'm
I'm saying?
cute or I have fun tropical shirts, that could be
Yeah. I
it.
mean, like that could be the reason, you know?
Is it because I'm good at talking to people about selling my
Yeah.
stuff?
Stories. Like there's so many fucking variables that go into selling.
Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna cater my answers a little bit that way, but I like I mean I love getting that question from people that are local to say, "Hey, like I'm just getting into shows." Sometimes I will ask, "Are you looking for other recommendations?" Because I'll go to my list and I'll just sometimes it's overwhelming to send them a whole list of like 50 shows because they're like, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
But if it's a certain time of year, I kind of know what shows are coming up or when deadlines are and all that kind of stuff. So I'll recommend, especially if you're in year like 1 to 3 of selling, I recommend like, hey, you should look into doing Bellevue Art in the Park. That's a cheap one that costs like $50 to sell at. It's a 1 day show. You can set up the day before. It's on the river.
Yeah.
It's not like a fancy art show, but it is juried and it's a good mixture. It's like there's art, but there's craft, but there's not MLM stuff, but it's not indie. So it's a good like middle ground art show that's a good 1 to 3 year, plus the setup and all that is pretty streamlined. Like I think that's important to give people recommendations of like, hey, you're gonna have a good organize like a good way of setting up and you're not going to be overwhelmed. Some other ones I would be like, I don't know that I recommend that. Like that's a big undertaking for, whether it's like, oh, you should do this 3 day show with 400 booths and it costs you $600 to do it or, $700 to do it or whatever it is. Like I wouldn't necessarily recommend those shows to somebody that's in year 1 to 3 of selling because it can be overwhelming and they're probably not going to get their best bang for their buck doing it. So I like to recommend the lower risk, especially if it's like a 1 day. I feel like the 1 day ones are pretty reasonable. Like anytime I'm recommend I would almost always say, hey, like stick close by with your early years of selling anyways. Like
Yeah.
I don't think it's necessarily worth it to travel more than a couple hours. I mean, depending on where you're physically located, if you don't have a lot of shows near you, like obviously factor that in. But stick to your local stuff. If you can build that local customer base and cut down the expenses and the risk of driving 2 hours somewhere and staying overnight and dealing with, a new audience of people that you've never sold to before, I tend to lean that way. Like stick to, and then also like I was doing a ton of single day shows earlier in the first 5 years or so of selling. I think those
Yeah.
are easier to just, you pay $50, you pay $75. You don't have to worry about, do I need to pack my stuff up overnight? Do I need to just close my booth up? How do I make sure that it's going to last through the evening without it getting like wrecked? You run the risk of 2 days of storms happening or bad weather or whatever. Um, you've got longer hours that you're committing to doing it. You probably need more inventory. So, I tend to lean that way of how I would recommend. I don't usually tell them numbers. I mean, obviously I share a lot of numbers on my social media of here's how I
Yeah,
sold
if
at
they
this
needed to
show.
find it, they could find it.
Yeah, they can find it. If they do ask, I will tell them, but I'll also give them the context of I've also been doing this show for 5 years.
Yeah.
When I
Very cute.
started doing this show, this is kind of what I sold the first year or the first couple years, and then I slowly built up.
You should start adding to every end of the conversation, like when you recommend shows, and I'm cute.
And you're cute, so you'll do just fine.
You'll do just fine. Are you cute? Like you should, if you didn't know somebody, to be like, "Hey, I'm looking for shows." Well, first question, are you cute?
No. I feel like I don't get a lot of questions from guys about stuff like this, so I feel like that would be kind of like,
That would be kind
that'd be
of
a little edgy. I don't
sleazy.
know. Not edgy, but edgy seems a little much for that, but it's not
I
not
have a
edgy.
question. Don't worry, I've gotten my wife's approval. Are you cute? Oh, oh yeah.
But I think all that context matters. Especially these
Yeah.
I know Sarah does a lot of these specialized events, these fiber art events. I've never done any. I was talking to her a little bit about those. I'm like, I'm kind of thinking about those events. I don't know how I would do in those settings. I feel like the people that care about fiber and they care a lot about handmade and they're already bought into supporting local businesses and handmade. They're
Oh
not
my God, it's like a
somebody,
fucking cult.
yeah. So I feel like
It's
that audience, like there's money to be made there and it just seems like it'd be a good time. It seems like the other people selling there would be pretty chill,
Yeah,
pretty
fiber people are
organized.
actually really cool. I said earlier that I couldn't hang with the fiber people, which is partly true, but they are really cool. They're just really passionate, and that's what I
Hmm.
that's what I can't hang with. But like fiber and clay just tend to just like go together, you know?
Yeah. I think people could do well there even if you don't sell yarn bowls or something
Yeah.
that is fiber specific. Like obviously Sarah sells buttons and uh yarn or fiber related like iconography and things like that with her work, but I think if you could find the right group of people, I think you could do well in that audience. I've kind of like I've never it's kind of like I've never ventured into any of those kind of I want to I don't this is don't come across as like bad, but like the geek culture kind of conventions and things like that. Like that like I think if you make work that kind of fits in those circles, like you can have success in that. So, finding the right group where your work makes sense, I think is a great option if you can find that. But but yeah, I have to be a little more selective. Kind of like I think the coffee shows are my little, dipping my toe in that kind of world a little bit. The coffee show I did earlier this month, and then the one I've been doing the last 4 or 5 years with the Cincinnati Coffee Festival. I don't even drink coffee, but being in the mid, like, these people appreciate the ritual of drinking coffee, and a mug is pretty important. Even if you like, oh, well, they drink a lot of coffee, they probably have a ton of mugs. Like, I think they can appreciate a good quality mug. So I think it's a good spot to be in. Like, I mean, I think I said it on here. Like, I sold 45 mugs at this Columbus one, and I never sold at in Columbus before. And I was like, oh shit! Like, I didn't know there was that potential here. Like, that gives me a reason to come back. That's great. So, yeah, I mean, I think Sarah touched on it here with expectations, like not setting too high of expectations. I think anybody going into a new show should have little to no expectations, and you're off to a good start. Start low. All you have to go from there is up. So, and we've said that multiple
Yeah.
times, but where do you feel, have you had conversations with folks of like, how do you know when you could kind of get into the money conversation of, is it usually like a, well, well, like, what do you mean by those sales, or how, like, can you share your sales, or I think some of it's like, ugh, is that gonna scare them off? I don't want to. You could be like, I don't want to brag, but like, this is where I'm at, or
I think that that's an easy, I mean, we've gone over this again before. We've gone over this before, but and I don't know why I'm the person that people ask how to like deliver these situations, but maybe it's because I'm just like not afraid to ask questions, I guess. But uh side note, I knew I said it was my last time the last time, but this is my last time. Last week I accidentally called somebody pregnant, and it was a misunderstanding. And and now she likes me. So anyway, if you can get out of that.
how did you get out of that? What?
I wrote her a note that said, "Sorry, I'm an ass," and I wrote her a note that said, "Sorry, I'm an," and I drew a donkey and then wrote "hole."
This is like a next day situation.
No, it was same day, same day.
Oh, you just walk up to her, give it to her, and walk away.
Yeah, basically. Well, somebody else gave it to her, but yeah.
Oh wow. From Becca.
Um, yeah. Anyway, I might take that out later. But so I think that this is the best way to ask somebody about money and or tell somebody about money. I think that you can always preface what you're saying with, keep in mind that I've had 7 years of experience, or keep in mind that I've been doing this show for 12 years or whatever. Like, I would start off saying that, be like, hey, I'm going to tell you the cost, but I want you to know that I've been doing this for 12 years, so that gives you some context. I made this much, so that way they realize that you're coming from like a space of like knowledge and or like history, and then you don't feel too weird, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if they're like well, I've been doing this show for 20 years and I've only made this, and then you'd be like, well, I don't fucking know then. That's what you'd say. You say, I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
Be like, maybe your work sucks. I don't
Yeah, I feel like the ones that
know. No,
are
I'm kidding.
doing it
Don't
for
say that.
I feel like the ones that are doing it for 20 years are probably not the ones asking about,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, but I think it's important to like add context to how you're speaking, and also it eases their peace of mind.
mm-hmm.
Like when it's kind of like when people are like, "Well, why do you make that look so easy? How do you make that look so easy?" Like when you're doing pottery and stuff. And you're like, "Well, I've been doing this for 15 years. How long have you been doing it?" Like,
Mm-hmm.
you kind of have to put them in check, and then answer it in a way that is a nice way.
Yeah, I think it's hard to I don't know because you don't want it to come across like you're being cocky. Like I've been doing it for this long, so need I expect it to be here. It's like I expect it to be here because I put in the work to know how to sell, $3,000 so that I can improve and sell $4,000. Like
Exactly.
I know what it takes to sell $3,000 and the work that I need to bring with me, how I need to display it, how I need to talk to people, how I need to price the things. Like, that's
And
kind
like
of the
if
short
you
and sweet
wanted
answer.
to,
I've been doing it for 7 years, but
and well, and even if you want to make it even shorter and sweeter, you can say, well, my first show here was $400 and this last show was 7 grand. Like, put
yeah,
it
that's
into
great.
perspective so that they realize that you've grown and it didn't start off amazing. Now, some people start off amazing, and I have no fucking clue how to answer that question. Like, you guys can say whatever you want. I don't know how that works. Um, because I didn't start off amazing.
And I think even even some people that have done the same show over and over, like we've talked to there's other potters that do a lot of the same shows as I do, and I do better than they do,
Yeah,
even if we've been selling the same amount of years. Like some of that is price point. Like I think this year especially, if your price point is right at a certain threshold, like you can really do crazy well. And even if somebody's price point is like $10 to $15 higher on the
you
baseline,
can fucking
you can
bomb.
really bomb. And
Yeah.
I don't think it's a nature of, oh, well, he's just a better salesman than they are. It's like, no, it's just like the price was right and the product was right. And
And gas is $3.65.
it just hit that
Ugh.
Venn diagram that worked
Yeah.
for them at that point in time.
Yeah.
And it's hard to say, just like this other person, like whoever you're talking to, they're going to make different things. Their price point's going to be different. Their items that they sell are going to be different. Like, I think that's only a portion of it besides how do you set up your booth and how do you make it inviting that people want to come in and buy the things. Like, it's hard to know how much is it the product, how much is it you talking about the product, how much is it uh the price. Like, there's so many variables that factor into whether you can sell, $2,000 at a show or $7,000 at a show. Um,
Yeah.
but I mean, at the end, you still have to put the reps in. You still have to do the shows over and over and figure out how to talk to people. You have to figure out like what to make that's, you know, uh, enticing for people to want to buy. I think we have an easier job by making things that are functional and practical. It takes a little
Yeah.
bit of that guessing out of it because they're not like, how am I going to use this? Like they have to legitimize the purchase in their mind if it's not practical.
Yeah,
And
the
I,
only more practical like thing we could sell was bee soap. That's literally
so
literally
like,
it.
it, so, that context matters a lot too for the folks that are making things that are not as practical. Like it's going to be harder to sell that thing, but I think that's where you talking about it and sharing your personality and what goes into the process, that's probably going to hold more weight
Yeah.
than, I can take it easy a little bit. I can still talk. I'm still good at talking to people and talking about my stuff, but um, you might have a harder time if you have less practicality, but yeah. I mean, everybody's on their own trajectory of figuring out how to make it work for themselves. And some of these shows, I've talked about some of these with like art show versus indie market versus farmers
Mm.
market. Just because I found that some of the indie markets I can do okay at, but like I don't think those aren't really my customers generally.
Also, I don't know if I've ever said this, but if you see a vintage market, run the fuck away. Just run, run away.
That's what Rachel needs. Rachel needs to find some vintage markets. So if you
I
know some
know.
vintage markets, send
Yeah.
them to me and I'll send them to my wife Rachel that does, vintage upcycling because she's having a hell. It is really interesting seeing how she's figuring out shows because
Yeah.
I'm like, I've done a bunch of shows, but I don't really know how to recommend shows for you to figure out. Like that's the same thing. We're under the same household. The things I can do at a show, I can't do the same thing for her. Like she's on
Yeah.
her own path to figure out what works. Um, that's what everybody has to do. So,
Yeah. I mean, like, it is, I think it would be interesting if Rachel would be up for it to talk about it, because I know she's had one hell of a year trying to figure out shows.
hmm
And to talk to somebody who is, I mean, she's making stuff, but it's also vintage and it's a little bit more niche and, not as functional. It'd be interesting if she wanted to
hmm
come
I
on.
mean, she's been doing a lot more functional things, but finding the cut, not doing, like I think City Fleet here in Cincinnati, right?
Yeah.
That one's indie, but it's more 90s
Hipster indie. Yeah.
hipster. Yeah. So the vibe isn't the same. The people are
Yeah.
interested in 90s apparel and 2000s and she's like, "I'm making 60s, 70s things. They're
Yeah.
inspired by those time periods. Where are my
Yeah, because
people that are
she's
interested
a
in those
60,
time periods?"
70 lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Also, if you want to go find Rachel, she made these amazing fucking head shower dryer caps. What the fuck? I don't know what the fuck you call those, but the
called like
towel
a
things,
towel what do you call it? A
towel turban,
towel turban, I think. Yeah. Yeah, you
towel
you stick
wrap.
your hair up in it after your hair's wet from a shower.
Yeah, but I have one and it's great. So, I don't know what it is with those like soft old towels, but they soak up hair real easy.
hmm
So, yeah, and they're reasonably priced, and she ships them like immediately because she has to ship all of Ryan's shit too. So,
Yeah, she's been
um,
doing the Etsy thing and she's been
what's the
sewing
name
like
on
crazy.
Etsy?
It's Decades NKY.
Decades NKY, Northern Kentucky.
Etsy. Where is it? I just saw the Etsy.
Yeah, so anyway, go out and support her because she's doing some great stuff.
decadeSNKY.etsy.com. And yeah, so she's been doing a lot of she's actually at a sewing class tonight. She signed up for a 5-week sewing class to increase her
Oh,
skills a little bit.
cool. I
She
love
calls it
that.
a upcycled vintage towel hair wrap is the thing you're talking about.
Were we insensitive saying turban?
It says and then a comma shower turban. So,
Oh, okay. Um,
but yeah, she goes around to like estate sales and finds old vintage towels and
I've picked them up
upcycles
at an
them.
estate sale for her. Yeah.
Oh, have you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's been doing a great job. I'm really proud of the work she's been putting into to making this happen
Yeah.
and basically starting from zero. And I
Yeah.
still see the little glimpses of pe it it's definitely different with seeing um how somebody goes about from, hey, this is what I'm interested in, this is what I want to go do, versus like how I would go about it, or
Mm.
oh, these are the shows I want to do and what I want to make for them, or ooh, I have this idea. What if I did this? And then you go out and you make like 20 or 30 of them, and then you're like, okay, I'll take these to show and see how they do. But it's like so much of this, you just gotta. I mean,
Just gotta do.
audience is such a big factor of it. Like if you're not in the right audience of people, and you just gotta try different shows and try online and like all the things and just see what happens. But yeah,
I'd like to say that my contribution to her success and future success is the bowl warmers and or
both
pot
have been
holders.
good. She sold a bunch at the last show.
Well,
I think she said she sold a bunch at one day and then she made a bunch the night after she
and then
got
she
back
sold none.
and sold none the next day.
That's how it always fucking works. Um, I I used to do that all the time and it sucked. What was I gonna say? I went to a show once. It was a Christmas show, and there was a lady selling pot holders, and all she sold was pot holders, and they were the tackiest fucking fabrics. And it was like cat pot holders and chicken pot holders, and they were just like the regular shaped pot holders. It was just the pattern. And
Yeah.
I saw so many fucking pot holders get sold. I was like, what is happening?
Yeah, that's interesting. It's kind of that question of how do you decide how to balance what will sell, what people like buying, and what you like to make. It's like this is the vibe I'm going for. What would it take for
Yeah.
you to be like, I'm just gonna lean in. Like I know people like it, even if I don't like the look of it, people will buy it. Like where's that balance at? Because you're like, I
Well, and
wanna
like
I wanna put out a
oh, go
certain
on.
vibe. Like I want to put out a 60s, 70s vibe, but like how can I lean into some of these other things that people are interested in as well?
Yeah. Like maybe the pot holder trend is totally past. That was like 7 years ago. But like, I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah,
You
I
don't
don't
know
know.
until you try.
Yeah. So I
I
I'm
mean,
just
there's a lot of Southern ladies that want pot holders.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just one of those things that just adds a little pop to your kitchen and to your daily life that you're like, "Oh, I love that. I love the pattern of that or the towel thing." You're like, "Oh, like that's super practical like having that and
Yeah.
you can just throw it in the wash and whatever. Like it's fine." Um but yeah, it is pretty fun seeing her get an idea and actually execute on it, come out with like, oh, I've been working on this thing and I've got 10 of them done today. And then I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I'm going to take these to the show. We'll see how they go. And you're just seeing from like idea to execution to selling all of like I can
Yeah.
see all of that kind of from the outside, but
That
still
is cool.
inside because we're in the house and I can kind of see her actively working on it. And it's fun to,
Yeah.
see her going away at it. So yeah, I'll talk to her and see if she wants to chat about it. I think that'd be kind of interesting.
We know she won't listen to this, but we're proud of you, Rachel.
I told her that recently. I think it's pretty nice to see that. Um,
Yeah.
yeah.
Something that she like absolutely like loves. And
Mhm.
also like I think a lot of people in her position, if they were going to these like indie markets, I think that that's also something to be said. Like a lot of people would be going to these indies markets realizing that 90s is the way and they'd be flipping, you know? And she's like, "Nah, fuck you. I'm sticking." She's like 60s, 50s, 60s, 70s. We're staying.
I mean, yeah, and she's been willing to travel for something. Like she went to a Cleveland event. She went to a Indianapolis event. I think she went to some Louisville event. So she's been sampling some different options. I mean, there's not in where we're at in Cincinnati, like there's plenty of events for me to go and sell at, and I can kind of find a market there. It's kind of like when you go to some of those events and you don't, it's like you see somebody walking around that kind of looks like they got that pin-up vibe to them.
Yeah.
That's the kind of customer she's looking for, or
Yeah.
the 60s, 70s vibe. They're few and
She
far
might do
between. So
she might do
finding,
well at a fibers event.
oh yeah, that's true. I think that'd probably be a good idea.
Because
I'll,
I mean
I'll have to
fiber
tell her.
includes sewing, right? It does include
Yeah.
sewing,
Yeah, it's not
right?
just like knit items.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not just knit and crocheted items. Yeah, I think that would probably be a good option. I'll tell her that.
Yeah. Because man, can you imagine the old ladies finding the vintage fabric that they had in the 70s when they were growing up? And like
Yeah,
they're not old when they're
yeah.
in their set
Some of
like
the
from the
comments
70s,
that
but
she gets is, "Oh man, I remember that from my childhood," and they're like, "I never want to see that again." Or, you kind of need to wait for it to be vintage
a
again. I
good
mean,
thing.
it kind of sucks because the Gen Z now the vintage is 90s. It's like at what point would it need to go back to the 80s and back again to the decade before to the 60s, 70s? Like how far in
Yeah.
the future do we need to be for that to be quote unquote like cool again or trendy again.
Yeah,
But
no, seriously though, seriously. I am becoming friends with somebody at work that's much younger, and he calls me a grandma like every single day because I like movies from 1999. And I'm like,
1999? I mean,
yeah,
those are not
they
that. I mean,
like
that's not even that far back.
these youngins, these babies, these fucking young ass babies want movies from like 2010 on. And I'm like,
When you
what?
said grandma, I thought you were gonna say he was joking on you because you like watching older movies that are like black and
Well,
white or
that too.
and you
That
don't
too.
even tell him about that. He'd probably think that you're dead or something.
No, he knows that. Like we were talking about it, and I'm trying to get him to watch Mary Poppins, and
Or
which
like
Ryan's
MASH, and he's
never
like, "What's
seen.
MASH?" I've seen
Yeah.
Mary Poppins before. I can't tell you what it's about though,
But
but
like these kids, these fucking kids are so young. They're so young, and God bless them.
mm.
But
But if you said like, it probably wouldn't be that out of the question to be like, "Have you seen Back to the Future or Indiana Jones?" Like they'd be like, "I've never seen it."
yeah.
It wouldn't be that far fetched.
And I mean like of course me, I'm like, "Have you seen Clockwork Orange?" And
Hmm.
and he's like, "What? Like what
It's
is
pretty.
even that?"
It's pretty niche. I feel like I've only watched it once actually, but
Yeah. Uh, but yeah, anyway, it is interesting and like I'm learning so much about the younger crowd. Um being buddies with a kid.
so like, what's a
Yeah.
good vintage movie that they like from the 2010s? Like a Step Brothers or something?
Dude, I don't know. I'll have to report back. I like
Yeah, I want to hear this. I want to be like, what's an old movie that you like? And they're gonna say something from like 2012.
I know he likes Rocky, but like
Oh yeah, that's 80s, right? That's late 80s.
yeah, but Rocky is a but that's just because he likes boxing. So,
Okay. Huh. Yeah, you'll have to report back. I'm kind of interested to see what.
yeah, you know what? I ask a lot of these questions. Like, inquiring minds would like to know, like, what this means. You know.
Yeah.
Um, Now I feel like I have like a little glimpse into like the young adult life. Like he's an adult, obviously, but like, I mean, he's 16 years younger than me, so
I was gonna say he's probably
um,
what in his early 20s or mid 20s.
he's 19. He's a baby. He's just a
Mm.
baby,
Okay.
and so but yeah, I was like, I've learned a lot. Learned a lot.
Yeah, I learn a lot from our my coworkers that are in their late 20s. That's not that far off from my 7 years is not that far off. Or maybe they're
It's
20,
wild though,
26,
isn't it?
27, 26, 27, and I'm like, ugh, I don't go. They go to like music festivals all the time and they're going to all these like bridal showers and all this stuff, and I'm like, I'm past that in my life, and they are wearing me out just talking about all the trips they have to take
Oh,
out of town
dude,
to go for these bridal
have
showers
you
and all this stuff. I'm like, how do you afford this? And they
have
don't.
you heard have you heard what time people go to clubs?
No, but I'd imagine it's probably after like 10 o'clock or something, right?
Yes.
Or 10.
Yes. You like leave the house at 10 o'clock and then you fucking get back at like 4 in the morning. I was like, excuse me? Excuse me. And
That's
then
the
you
hours that you sleep right now, between 10 and 6.
I was like, I, I'm sorry, what? Like, I thought we would be coming home at like 11. And they're like, no, 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 no. It doesn't even start until 11. And also you have to pay $20 to get in. And also you have to pay $15 per drink. And I'm like, I'm out. I'm out.
Yeah,
I can't
Becca's not
believe
about these cocktails that are like 3 to 4 ounces because that shit will be down like a shot. And she's like, all right, on to the next one.
there's a reason Becca doesn't drink in public, okay?
You need
Because
some
when she
wine.
drinks,
I feel like you
she
can
fucking
sip some
drinks.
wine, you know.
Yeah, I could sip wine, I guess. But I'll fucking shoot a fucking sparkling wine. Champagne down the gullet.
Mm.
Oof.
Yeah.
Anyway,
All
did we
right.
just age ourselves? Like 10 years. I think we did.
That's all right because whatever we're talking about aging ourselves, I'm sure there's listeners out there that feel aged just hearing us talk about the things we're talking about. So,
That's a good point. Just remember, you're old.
I mean, it's all relative. It's like whatever. And I
It
mean,
doesn't
just
matter.
like the pottery stuff, like people start in their pot. Like some people find pottery at like 40 or 40, like older in their years. You know, they're got a second life in their creativity here after having kids
Yeah.
or their kids are moved out or whatever. Like I think that's great. It's very
Yeah.
accessible for those folks, and there's a market out there for it.
Yeah. But also I agree about the 25-year-old coworkers. I made a Xenon Girl of the 21st Century reference and nobody got it. So, yep.
Yeah, you have like a. I've been on a horror movie kick, so I've been watching a few of those
Oh
lately. I
God.
was just watching Nightmare on Elm Street the other day because I was listening to the what went wrong. Obviously, they're talking about Halloween type movies with the
Oh yeah, they love that.
Nightmare on Elm Street. They did a Blair Witch. I need to listen to the Blair Witch one they just did. I never actually watched that,
I've never
but
seen it either.
um, yeah, hitting the horror movies is kind of. I mean, it's all cyclical, right? They've got the movies come out. They did them back in the 70s or the even before that, and then they do the remakes, just like the music. I mean, they come in.
Do you like the idea of getting scared? Is that like something you enjoy? Is that why you watch horror movies, or do you like the old ones because they're cheesy?
I like.
While he's thinking,
I'm
just so you
I'm
guys know, he
more.
likes cheesy movies.
I I do like cheesy movies. I think the nostalgia of I remember how old I was when I was watching that or when I started
Okay.
watching it. I think that I do tend to like watch it. Like I've been rewatching some MacGyver and listening to that MacGyver podcast I was talking about. Like
Yeah.
I like that shit. Rachel cringes at it because it's fucking MacGyver. It's 80s like TV.
I
Like of course it's
fucking
gonna be
love
cringy,
MacGyver.
but I fucking love it, you know? Um I mean some
I
of
was
that
gonna,
I know what's gonna happen, so it's not that big of a scare, but like newer scary movies, I'll be more reluctant because I feel like I need to pay attention because they're more nuanced. I need to actually be looking because some of it is subtle. It's nonverbal that you have to be paying attention to. But I don't know. Maybe take it
well,
a little less seriously watching some of those. But
what I was gonna say is if anybody wants to be scared this Halloween, which this will probably come out after this, but
this will come out Saturday.
Um, oh, I lied. We're really behind. Um, uh,
It'll come out
um,
in 3 days.
watching literally any Korean or Japanese horror movie will fuck you up.
Do you need
That's all I have to
you
say.
have to watch the subtitles or is it's more just
Yeah,
a okay,
yeah,
yeah, I can't
subtitles.
I can't watch that because I'm watching movies in the studio and I can't be looking at the screen
No,
like
no,
that.
no. What I'm saying is like if you actually wanted to actually watch it, because I know
Oh,
you're a studio watcher, but if you actually wanted to get scared and actually wanted to watch a scary movie, I would recommend a foreign language scary movie, specifically of the Asian variety.
do you have a specific recommendation?
No, because it's been years, but I
Okay.
remember I remember watching them when I was in high school. And I mean like they are kind of fun too because you like sometimes you do get scared, but sometimes you don't, but they actually have a great plot line usually. And like, it's stuff that we wouldn't really think about. So,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, they're pretty formulaic with a lot of the scary movies with, maybe that's just being exposed to American cinema or film or whatever
Yeah.
for a long time. You're just like, okay, like this is pretty methodical. Like we kind of know what's gonna happen. It's got a ba 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 ba. Like we get it.
Yeah.
But huh. Yeah, I haven't I've had the Parasite movie on my watch list on Netflix, I think, for the longest time. But I'm like, I'm not gonna watch that because I gotta watch subtitles and I can't pay attention. And then I gotta sit on the couch and watch it. And how often do I sit on the couch and watch movies? Like never. So I'm just
That
never
Parasite
gonna
movie
watch it.
kind of it stresses me out. I don't know if I'm gonna like it or not, and I don't want to watch it. There's like a few movies that I know are such good movies that I should watch, like the Everything Anywhere All at Once or whatever, that one. I haven't seen that
Hmm.
one, and I know it's a fucking good movie, and I just can't get myself to watch it.
Yeah, I haven't watched that either. Some of them are just so long too. Like I still haven't watched Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I feel like that one. I usually like Quentin Tarantino movies, but
I loved that
I'm like, I
movie.
think it's pretty long, so I gotta like dig in and actually watch it.
Well, and that movie also is a lot of there like especially towards the end, you need to watch the film. Like you have to watch it. You can't
You have to
just
pay
listen.
attention to it. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, but I'll be watching some of those. Maybe I'll watch one of them tonight. I don't know. Not one of the
you know
new
what?
ones, but
You know what you
I'll
should
rewatch a
watch?
horror movie though.
Oh, I guess it's not a horror movie. I was gonna say you should watch one of the Quentin Tarantino oldies.
I watched
Reservoir
a Pulp.
Dogs.
I watched a Pulp Fiction recently. I watched. Oh, I haven't watched Reservoir Dogs recently. Or the is it Usual Suspects? Is that Quentin Tarantino?
Oh, fucking love Usual Suspects. That movie is so good. Uh, um. Anyway,
That's
yeah,
the one
Reservoir
with
Dogs is
Kaiser
the
Soze. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, Reservoir Dogs is the color one, Mr. Pink, Mr. Yellow,
Yes.
and
I love Pulp
yeah,
Fiction.
Pulp Fiction's so
We
good.
have their vinyl. That's one of my favorite vinyls that we have.
Yeah.
So good.
Anyway, we'll be starting a movie podcast next week and just talking about all the movies that we like. So
They got a little bonus at the end here.
we
All
should have
right.
like I almost was like, if you're done listening, you should just stop now because we're gonna just keep talking about this.
We'll give you recaps on Becca's going to give us an update about her coworker about what movie they're interested in these days. That's quote unquote vintage.
The oldest movie that they like. That's not related to boxing because I know he likes all boxing movies, so that's gonna be our caveat. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening,
Yeah.
and we'll catch you next week. Happy pot swapping, folks.
Happy Pat Swap and happy Halloween. Bye.
Bye. Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening to another episode of Wheel Talk. This podcast is made possible through the contributions of all of our listeners who always ask us great questions, leave us reviews, and contact with us through social media. Thanks to all the fellow makers as well who take time to be interviewed and share about their lives and businesses.
And thank you to Ashley from Boldover Ceramics and Lindy from Lindy Garner Ceramics for their assistance on the Whale Talk Podcast Instagram. You are invaluable. Thank you to everybody.